And it just goes to show you that we live in a world where people do not take a day off from being mean.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Tink Marche. So I had to come back with some commentary. I've been on TikTok. If you don't see me on YouTube, that's where I'm at. I'm addicted to TikTok. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not even going to keep y'all on. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment your thoughts below. But first, let me say what I got to say. Sometimes I have to calm myself down a bit before I cover certain topics because I do be a little heated. And I promise you, y'all don't want to hear all that screaming, yelling, cussing. Y'all don't want that. I'm just a tad bit behind on the Love and Marriage Huntsville update. Be sure to check the channel out for other content that will be coming your way. Because if y'all have not heard by now, Love and Marriage Huntsville is taking a major break. Later in this video, I will discuss why I feel like Love and Marriage Huntsville is taking a break. Right now, I want to address Carlos King and his response to the passing of Keke Jabbar. I know we want to let her rest in peace, but hear me out. She's no longer here to defend herself, and her family is not as active on social media. So when I see foolishness surrounding her name, I just instantly get so upset because the time that people spent online cyber harassing and bullying Keke Jabbar, time that most of these people have spent criticizing her, I feel like it was time wasted for one, and for two, and more so over, I feel like the people that critiqued her the most were people that had a hard time holding up a mirror to themselves. I can't tell Carlos how to run his production company. I've never ran a production company ever. Guess I expected more from Carlos King as a producer. How he got let go from Bravo and black women were the ones that rallied around him. I remember that so vividly. So to see his smugness and his nonchalantness when it comes to criticism that he receives online, and I feel like some of it is not coming from a hateful place. People genuinely want you to succeed. In my opinion, and the time that I've spent just kind of analyzing Carlos King, the reason why I feel like he rejected is because he just feels like we don't know what we're talking about. He feels as though he's the expert, but we're the consumer. Some time, for years now, people have petitioned for this show to be shut down, petitioned for Carlos King to step down, petitioned for Martell to be removed. Every time he will reject it by saying that that's not really what the viewers want. And unfortunately, but fortunately, here we are. On Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly's show on the Messy Mondays. 7 days ago, they decided to discuss Keke Jabbar's passing, finally. Per usual, I feel like Carlos King missed the mark. He missed the mark big time. And he pretty much said that mean-spirited people, which you heard in the beginning of this video, mean-spirited people don't take a day off. Also stated that he don't know really what people wanted from him. He said he didn't want to make her death about him, so he decided to say nothing out of respect for the family. Is that right, Carlos King? This is the shit I'm talking about. How did you get people wanting you to respond to a cast member of yours passing away just by a simple post? You turned it into a you thing. You seem to do all the time, Carlos King. What is that, y'all? What is that? Is that deflection? Then it was Dr. Heavenly saying, sometimes you just have to move on. Now, I'm paraphrasing. A friend once told me that people forget that they have the right to shut the fuck up. Stop making it seem like that we're asking y'all for too much. The way these people were talking, you would assume that people were asking them to do like a 3-part series on Keke Jabbar's life. We simply asked you for a damn post. I didn't, but I totally understood the people that did. Getting back to Dr. Heavenly's comments, how do you think that make her family feel? Or were you saying basically that we needed to get over the fact that Carlos King wasn't shit towards Keke Jabbar, that we should act like that didn't happen? I need her to specify because now I'm wondering. I don't want to speculate. But that was kind of like an open-ended statement. Basically, people need to get up. What? I wish somebody would tell me that after my loved one passed away. That's the last thing a person would want to know if you were saying that in regards to folks like myself that was reporting on Keke Jabbar passing. This is why it's important to treat people the way you want to be treated. Mean-spirited comment kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I feel like it was just his way again of deflecting and projecting and saying that it was the millimeters, it was the fans, it was the supporters that's causing us to have a hard time and not be able to grieve publicly. One would believe that if they don't know what's going on behind the scenes, if they don't keep up with any content creator that speaks about things that's happening on social media when the show is, really assume that people are just targeting him and making him look bad as a producer and targeting his cast members for no reason. Really, in my opinion, I feel like the fans are just holding you guys accountable and y'all don't like it. And once you guys are held accountable or a nerve is struck, then it's the projection. My microphone came out, y'all. I hope y'all heard me. Damn sure don't mind repeating myself. But it was the mean-spirited comment that really got under my skin. So let me tell you what it's mean, Carlos King, since you seem a bit confused. Mean-spirited is gaining the trust of family members and friends, someone that's close to you like a candy buzz, someone behind their back trying to sell their story off so that you can make money on the front and back end. That said friend address you publicly, you shy away by saying, I'm a phone call away. The thing I don't understand about some people, they'll do things to you and then tell you how you should respond. Weeks ago, Carlos King did an interview titled Carlos King wants more black reality shows to be produced by black production companies. Before I get into what he was saying in this article, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I want you to take a jog down memory lane back in March 2024. Remember when Mel rolled out Sharnita's World on Nubian Network? I remember this so vividly. Now, y'all can correct me in the comments. Do forgive me if I'm messing up her name. I do apologize, Miss Sharnita or Sharnetta, because I always call her either or. I do apologize. Sharnita's World, produced by Dr. Melody Cherie Rogers, star of Love and Mary Chanceville on OWN, and collaboration with Dawn Michelle's Tilted Crowns production. For some time, it had been rolled out. People were talking about it. Content creators were excited about it. I remember Carlos King getting on his platform and saying some sideways stuff about everybody can't be a producer. To add insult to injury, all of a sudden, Dr. Heavenly became interested in Sharnita's World. Now, she don't watch not one episode of Love and Mary Chanceville. She wanted to interview or have Sharnita on a platform after, and something to the effect that everybody can be a producer. The more Sharnita realized what was going on, or maybe she didn't. Maybe she just didn't want to be involved with any negativity. She asked Dr. Heavenly to remove her politely from the flyer, and she didn't.
I didn't think, I just really never seen her really, motivating speaking for my platform. And also, who support me, I didn't think I was good for her platform. Because if I say I don't do mess, to me, she's messy. I just don't do it. I don't do that type of stuff. I don't like it.
Never understood how Dr. Heavenly all of a sudden got the idea to interview Sharnita's World. I have an idea, but after she declined, reality, I think Carlos King presents himself as somebody that's caring. He presents himself as somebody with class, and that's astute. That's why I think these people like Dr. Heavenly, Funky Dineva, and others, I think that's why they're so conditioned to come on platforms and defend him. They're not really mad at us per se, just mad that their friend is upset. Same thing we seen when Marceau went live and talked about ratings, which he's never done. All of a sudden, he wanted to address these batshit crazy fans that didn't have the gall, didn't have the pull, didn't have the status to do a blackout successfully. Back to Nubian Network and the feud I felt like was happening behind the scenes between Melody Cherie Rogers and Carlos King. These people began to attack a woman they don't know nothing about just because she was attached to Mel. Now that's mean-spirited. Let me cook. There's more in the chamber. Everything used in this video is fair use and covered under the copyright law. Everything said in this video is my own thoughts and opinions and viewpoints, and this is just to bring a different perspective to viral and social issues that's happening on social media. But my viewpoints can change. I can change if they change. These mean-spirited comments. Mean-spirited to me. This woman, dead ass in her eyes, saying that she wasn't the whole meal for her husband, whom she was married to for 13 years, to flatter a side chick that helped ruin her marriage.
Bitch, find somebody else to go play with. Go play in the motherfucking traffic. Dirty bitch.
Me if I'm wrong, but Keke Jabbar was the only cast member that I've seen so far on Love and Mary Chanceville. Sat in a chair during a reunion instead of her joining the cast members on the couch, correct? I think it goes without saying him having a hard time denouncing these bloggers, especially if you see him as a friend, and especially the ones that said that it would go dark and then continues to drag a deceased woman. But that's not mean-spirited. It just never fucking happened, right? Mean-spirited, self-centeredness, just flat out disrespect to me as attending a funeral, even though you've been asked publicly not to. Continuing to speak about a relationship between a mom and a daughter, even though the daughter has passed on. Feeling what they would consider tea about a woman's addiction. Going around to cast members and joking about it, and it airs. It made the cut.
So come with it, bitch. Come with it. Let's go. Let's go. Waiting. I ain't gonna say too much. I ain't gonna say too much at all. But trust, I'm gonna hit him where it hurt.
Mean-spirited is comparing children's hair, saying that Mel's daughter is in Martell, rolling over and taking it, calling Connie, Miss Connie that is, a B word, saying cast members are on pills without proof, asking for privacy, but continues to go at family and friends who are grieving. Social media, the old adage, a zebra don't change its stripes, is your behavior, in my opinion, Carlos. I believe your behavior has showed a pattern of impropriety. At this point, just exhausting. The constant projection isn't going to work in this day and time. I think when you became producer years ago of Love and Hip Hop, it was a bit different. I know y'all know the saying, if you know better, you'll do better. We know better now. We know that production, especially in reality TV, can paint pictures however they want to fit the narrative of the cast member that they truly support. These days in time, we can see a planned attack online a mile away. In my opinion, it was easier to fool the masses in your Love and Hip Hop days, but in Love and Marriage Huntsville season, we are hip. We're not dumb. Understand, I'm not upset. I'm not bitter. I'm not deranged. I'm not delusional. I totally understand that at some point, Carlos had to evolve by coming onto the platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I totally understand. Connect with criticism, even if it's coming from a good place, because all criticism isn't bad. It's to make you a better person, essentially. So that brings me back to this article. You were quoted saying, having spent 9 seasons working on Real Housewives of Atlanta, you said, this is the reason why you wanted to start Kingdom Reign. You said you can be somebody who talks about change, but I believe you have to step in front of the conversation and be the change. I wanted to be the change in the room. I wanted to leave my very comfortable position of the showrunner where I knew where my money was coming from or coming every single Friday to really invest in myself, invest in my community, and invest in my culture. Interesting. Only asked for a damn post in a timely fashion. That wasn't impeding on the family's privacy, I'm sure. Shoving a camera in their face is impeding on their privacy. You couldn't for one moment step outside of the show, step outside of your role as a friend to the Scotts, and address the death of a cast member whom inspired to be in television, in which you are now creating a mentorship, somewhat of a mentorship, for other Black producers to be in entertainment, specifically production, which I also find interesting. You said, I want to take them under my wings and help them operate their own production companies. Wow. Where did you get that idea? Was it before or after Melody made her announcement? You know what? I'm going to leave that alone. I just think that sometimes, Carlos King, your comments can be very misleading, contradictory to how you act. Now I'm getting hot. So I'm going to let y'all go with this. Truly of the belief that you can get good karma and bad karma. I believe in it wholeheartedly. I feel like you get good karma for being good to people and putting out good intentions in the universe. You get that back. And then I also feel like you get bad karma. Same thing, vice versa, right? But I also think the thing that people miss, you can get bad karma for being good to the wrong people. 2 cents about the show ending. I truly believe it's a combination of things. It's the big lawsuit between Maurice and content creators. They may not ever admit this publicly. They may do it in a roundabout way, but I truly believe the blackout had an effect on the cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Well, y'all now, they're getting ready to blame Mel. And that I've noticed is every time the show is coming to a close, Maurice or Kimmy closed out the season with an interview. And in that interview, they dropped little breadcrumbs to let us know what's next. Last time Kimmy said that she was tired of the fans, that the core six is what matters the most. People have been mean and bullying her about her hair and, her cancer journey. Shortly after her interview with Marie, we saw the lawsuit for content creators. Now we have Maurice saying that Mel and Martell should apologize so that they can film together. I believe they're trying to make that a point and reason as to why the show can't progress. There has been seasons where Mel and Martell did not film together and the show was a hit. I believe the blackout, the DUIs, the lawsuit, backlash, and ultimately the death of Keke Jabbar really took an effect on this Love and Marriage Huntsville franchise. I think they do need a break. Seriously, I think they need to re-strategize and figure out in what direction do they want to see this show go. Who needs to stay, who needs to go? Because quite frankly, it's way too many storylines, way too many people being introduced all at once. I seriously think the new couples is who is supposed to replace Mel and Martell. But that's just in my opinion. You don't even realize they're just confusing us. We can't keep up with all these damn couples. It's too much thrown at you all at once. I want to hear from y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like this video. And I want to give a personal thank you for everybody who said happy birthday to my daughter. The very day that we were celebrating my daughter Ariel's birthday, Kamala Harris made the announcement that she's running for presidency. So let's just say it was a great damn day. Anywho, y'all, definitely let me know what y'all thoughts and opinions are below. If I missed anything, definitely let me know so that I can do a follow-up.